Perfect. Okay, hello everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope you
It
are all
is.
having as wonderful as a day as I am so far. And if you're not, well, we've got the next hour to change that. So that's exciting. There we go. Hello, hello. All right. Well, we'll get right into it. And of course, as we go, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask away, because that's an important part of this class. Make sure you have a clear space to exercise in, nothing to step on or trip over. Make sure we're going to use a weight today. So you can use anything as a weight, whether it's a dumbbell, soup can, water bottle. Okay. And if you've got a stretchy band as well, it'll be helpful to have that close by. Okay, make sure your chair is sturdy, no rolling chairs, because rolling chairs move on you unexpectedly. And then good sturdy footwear or bare feet is best for exercises, okay? All right. So let's just get into our breathing pattern just to remind ourselves what our goal is to breathe like throughout class today. So we'll start, we're at rest, so we can do a bit more of a belly breath. So we're going to breathe in, filling up that belly as we do, and then we're going to exhale through pursed lips. Good. Breathe in and out through pursed lips. Good. Again, pursed lips like you're breathing out through a straw. Good. And again, in and out. Good. And that pursed lip exhale is the most important part of our breathing pattern. So do that as best you can. Now we're just going to have our palms facing up, elbows tucked in, and we're just going to move our hands apart as we breathe in and bring them back together as we exhale. So inhale, move the hands apart. Exhale, bring the hands back together. Good. Inhale, hands move apart. Exhale, hands come back together. Two more. Inhale, hands apart. Exhale, hands together. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Okay. Shake out your arms. Now what I'm going to get you to do, and this is a funny one, but we are going to need to use it today, is we're going to practice tightening our glutes. So your glute muscles are in your bum. They're your bum muscles. And when we get really good at squeezing our glutes tight throughout certain movements, it can help us with our balance. It can help take some pressure off the knees when we stand up from a chair, so less knee pain. Okay. And it also just helps with our overall movement and day to day. So all we're going to do, and this gets a bit funny, is I want you to pretend you're crushing a walnut between your bum cheeks. Okay. So you're just going to tighten your glutes, clench them tight, hold, and then we're going to relax. So you might find yourself kind of lifted up in your chair a little bit. That's great. Tighten those glute muscles, squeeze, and then relax. You can time this to your breathing. It will be helpful to breathe out as you squeeze. So squeeze your glutes, breathe out, and then breathe in as you relax. Okay, breathe out and squeeze. And breathe in to relax. Breathe out to squeeze. Breathe in to relax. Breathe out to squeeze. Breathe in to relax. Breathe out to squeeze. Breathe in to relax. So now that we've done a couple, it should feel a bit easier to tighten up those glute muscles. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to keep building on this. Is now I'd like you to squeeze your glutes, hold that squeeze and lift one knee, and then put the knee back down and then relax your glutes. We're going to alternate knees as we go. You can have your arms wherever you would like to start. Okay, so squeeze the glutes, lift one knee, and try to keep those glutes tight as you lift up a knee, down, relax. Squeeze tight, lift, 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 down, relax. Squeeze, lift, down, relax. Two more. Squeeze tight, lift, down, relax. And last one, squeeze tight, lift, down, relax. Shake it out. Good work. Okay, are we starting to feel those glutes firing up? Yeah, good. So we're not done with it yet. It's going to be great. So now I'm just going to ask you, just take your hands, make two fists, and you're going to put those two fists just between your knees. Make sure we're not rounded through the back. We still want to stay up tall, so we can just lean forward through our hips. And then we've done a similar movement like this before. We're just going to start quite slow and gentle. But again, it's squeezing those glutes and then press your knees into your fists. So like you're trying to squeeze your knees together, and then we're going to relax. So start off slow. This is part of our warm-up. You want to slowly tighten up muscles so that they don't cramp, so that you stay in control of the movement. Good. Relax. So again, glutes start to tighten, and then we bring the knees together, and then we relax. So glutes tighten, bring the knees together, and relax. Glutes tighten, bring the knees together, and then relax. And we're going to do 3 more. So squeeze and relax. 2 more. Squeeze and relax. And then last one, squeeze glutes, squeeze knees together, and relax. Okay, so those glutes are probably starting to get quite tired, which is a great thing. Okay, I know it doesn't feel great at the moment, but it will be great later on. I'm now going to ask that you grab your weight. And keep in mind, we are still warming up, so we're still really focused on going a bit more slow and in control. So now what I'm going to ask you to do is we're holding the weight at chest height. And again, we're going to squeeze our glutes together and slowly move the weight away from our chest. And you are in control how far away that weight goes. 2 things control this: your shoulder and your back. I don't want you feeling like there's any pain in your shoulder or back, so you can just moderate how far out you go. Glutes tighten, slowly start to move that weight away just to where you can. Back in, and then relax the glutes. All right, so again, squeeze the glutes, start to move the weight away. Back in and relax. Good. And again, squeeze. Move it away. Back in. Relax. Squeeze. Push the weight away. Back in. And relax. Good. Squeeze your glutes. Push the weight away. Back in. And relax. 3 more. Squeeze. Push the weight. Back in. And relax. 2 more. Squeeze your glutes. Push the weight away. Back in. And relax. And last one. Squeeze. Push. Back. Relax. Good. Don't get rid of the weight yet. Very well done. So now we're going to advance our tightening, lift the knee, and now we're going to move our weight across the knee. So the weight is going to the outside of our body and then back to the middle, and the knee goes down. So once again, we tighten our glutes. We lift up a knee And now we move the weight across the raised knee towards the outside of our body. Back in, down, relax. So a couple steps now. Squeeze the glutes, lift the knee, move the weight across, back, and down. Good. Glutes tight, lift the knee, weight across, back, down. Glutes tight, lift the knee, across, back, down. Glutes, lift, cross, back, down, and squeeze, lift, cross, back, down, and then squeeze, lift, across, back, down. 3 more. Squeeze, lift, across, back, down. Squeeze, lift, across, back, down. And last one. Squeeze, lift, across, back, down. And relax. Brilliant. Brilliant, everybody. How does that feel?
Good.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. We're feeling all sorts of things. So go ahead and put your weight to the side. Okay. We'll bring that out in a little bit. And now you need your stretchy band. All right. So this next one, it's really important that you do not strain throughout this movement. Okay. And I'm going to show 2 different ways to do it. So the first way is, it's like we're going to be drawing a sword. So one hand goes to our hip, the other hand kind of pulls out and across. Now, this can be challenging on a sore neck or shoulder. You are welcome to do this with as little tension as you need. The other way you can do this is just if you keep your arms here and you just pull out to the side just a little bit. Okay, so that'll be less range of motion. But as is the theme today, we are tightening our glutes first and then pulling out across, back with control. We're staying on one side. Again, shouldn't feel like you're straining. So use as little tension as you need. Pull as your glutes squeeze tight. Back down and relax. So again, squeeze, pull, and back. Good. Squeeze, pull, and back. Squeeze, pull, and back. Squeeze, pull, and back. Squeeze, pull, and back. Once more on this side. Squeeze, pull, back. Good. Now we're just switching sides. So other hand glues to the hip or wherever you had it. You had it just out in front a little bit. Good. And so once again, we squeeze. And notice how much loose band I've got. Like I'm not starting super tight, right? I'm making sure that my shoulder and neck aren't straining to move. I've got just a little bit of tension. So the one hand is glued down. We're going to squeeze those glutes and then pull open that hand and then bring it back. Good. And then you can relax and then restart it. Squeeze, pull, back, relax. Squeeze, pull, back, relax. Remember, you are in control of the range of motion. Maybe you can only go part way and then you need to go back down. That's okay. Do what is challenging but doable for you. There we go. So tighten the glutes. Pull open, back down, and relax. Squeeze the glutes. Pull open, back down, and relax. 3 more. Squeeze and pull. Down. 2 more. Squeeze and pull. Good. Down, relax, and last one. Squeeze, pull, down, relax. Roll those shoulders back. And now we can put the stretchy band to the side. Perfect. And now we're going to do some sit to stands. You can stay seated for your sit to stands. In that case, you're just going to think about tightening your glutes and pushing through your feet, hold, and then you can relax. Otherwise, if you're going to stand up out of your chair, same thing, squeeze those glutes hard and push through your feet and keep tension through those glutes. And then we're going to come back down with control and trying not to plop. Okay. So I'm going to give us 1 minute to do whatever you can. And that just means none of us are going to rush. You're going to go at your own pace. Okay, let's go. So again, we're squeezing through the glutes. That stand up, and then it's sit back down with lots of control. And if you're staying seated, wonderful. You're just squeezing those glutes, pushing your feet into the ground. So there's tension in those leg muscles, and then relax. Okay, so up and down.
Jill, can I ask you a question while you're bobbing up and down?
Absolutely.
I've been diagnosed with suspected spinal stenosis.
Yeah.
Is there anything I shouldn't be doing in the exercises?
Yeah, it kind of depends on the stenosis. Because it's just the narrowing where your nerves run through. And for some people, rounding their back, so that spinal flexion, feels really bad. Other people extending feels really bad.
Okay.
So really the key is to kind of find if there are movements that you are less tolerant to.
Okay, so basically do what I can.
It's one, do what you can, and two, try to keep what we call a neutral spine. And that just means however you stand comfortably, that is kind of your neutral position for your spine, right? We think about all the vertebrae are kind of stacked, and you want to be conscious in all of your movements, even as we squat, that the back stays in that line, rather than we don't want to arch and we don't want to round. Okay. And and just finding your tolerance. Like some people, their stenosis, they're very limited in how long they can stand for.
That's where I'm having a problem, is just standing still.
Yes.
My biggest problem.
Yeah. So doing as much movement as you can without, the after effects. We've got to work together just to find that line for you.
Good. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You betcha. Great question. Good. So most of us did quite enough sit to stands. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I did.
Some of you even did more, which is great, right? That's the best part of this class, is everyone gets challenged wherever their level is at. Now, question for you. Are those glutes on fire yet?
No.
Not yet. Oh, good. So there's lots of time still left in class.
We said that.
Good. So now we're going to just take a break from all of our glute tightening awareness, and we're going to do what's called steady state cardio. And that's where today's challenge is going to be 3 minutes long. Can we keep moving for 3 minutes? And it doesn't have to be the same movement. I'll tell you when a minute has been up so you can change. And whatever your level is at. We've talked about the factors to influence intensity. So we're going to go through those again. But can you keep moving for 3 minutes and make it challenging, but doable? Ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Maybe you just want to start off with a march. That's a pretty classic movement. Again, keep in mind you have both legs and arms moving. So if that's feeling too much for you, maybe you want to just focus on the legs for a minute. And then when I tell you it's been a minute, then you work just the arms, because less limbs moving at a time is less intense. Remember, you can change the speed that you're moving at and the range of motion. So not lifting the leg up as high. Maybe instead of lifting the foot completely off the ground, you're just lifting up the heel. Okay, so those are different ways to change the range of motion. But super, super important. We are maintaining our breathing pattern the whole time. So can we keep breathing out through pursed lips and just steadily breathing in how we can? So that's been 1 minute. You're already a third of the way through the challenge. If you're starting to think it's been a minute, you're going, wow, this is so easy. I need you to make it more challenging. And if you are going, oh my goodness, I don't know how I'm going to last to 3 minutes, you need to make it less challenging. Okay, so find what you can do. Maybe you wanted to switch it up because we were doing up and down. Maybe we go side to side now. Your choice. That is the fun part about this kind of work when we do it. A lot of autonomy. You decide what feels good for you. You decide the intensity. I'm just here to support. So keep breathing out through pursed lips as best you can. Excellent. I see some different arm movements, which is fantastic, right? Because you can get creative with what feels good for you. We are at the 2-minute mark. So we've got just 1 minute left where your goal is just to keep moving. Maybe we do a couple circles. You do what you want to do. Good. You know what feels good for your body. You have a pretty good understanding of what does not feel good for your body. Find something challenging yet doable. And you've got 30 seconds left. So maintain your breathing. Keep breathing out through pursed lips. There we go, team. And if you've done the same movement for almost 3 minutes, awesome. You've changed it up every couple of seconds, great. All right, we're down to the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. This might be a great time for our recovery position. So tops of thighs, forearms, or hands. Guys bent forward, chest is up. Good work. Right, and even if we're just slightly leaned forward. Okay. Perfect. Well done, everybody. Does anyone have any questions on that steady state piece while we catch your breath? Because that's a really great one to practice on your own, especially if you have access to a heart rate monitor. A simple one that quite a few of you might have is the fingertip pulse reader, the oximeter, where you check your oxygen. It also checks your heart rate. So if you kind of keep every minute or just have it on your finger and it'll regularly check what your heart rate's at, then that can be a good way of monitoring your improvement and fitness, practicing this little cardio burst on your own. Okay, because the higher your heart rate gets to, can be a sign of improved fitness, especially when you compare it to how you were feeling. So if you felt like you were absolutely knackered and your heart rate was up really high, well, that makes sense. But if you're kind of feeling challenged, but it's doable each time, but your heart rate steadily goes up a little bit higher, well, you were probably working harder. So that's great. Okay, good. Okay, we're gonna shift gears back to some strengthening exercises, and we'll throw in some balance there because again, it's glute day. We're gonna do lots of work with those glutes. So you can go ahead and grab your stretchy band again. If you don't have a stretchy band, that is okay. And just put your hands on the outside of your thighs. And I believe we've done this one before, where we're just going to crisscross the band. Okay, to whatever you'd like. I'll tighten it up a little bit. So just crisscross the band around the thighs. Make sure the feet are fairly close together. And then all we're going to do is we're going to tighten our glutes And by tightening our glutes, our knees are going to pull apart slightly. And then we relax. Okay. So again, tighten your glutes, knees pull apart, and then relax.
The birds and the chickens, they know the hawks sit in there.
Oh, yeah.
The chickens went inside,
Squeeze your glutes, pull the knees apart.
the hawks sit in there.
And always just a quick reminder, just if you got some noise or chatting on your end, if you can put yourself on mute, that would be super appreciated. And we're just going to do this a couple more times. Squeeze the glutes hard, pull the knees apart, and you should feel like your glutes are getting tired. So there's actually been a couple really good studies where people who are mobility impaired, so more limited to seated, or if they're wheelchair bound, and don't have motor impairment, it's just weakness. Just by sitting and squeezing their glutes hard, they had a protocol where they did that, but that was the essence of it. Just by sitting and squeezing their glutes hard consistently, they were able to build up the muscles in their glutes, and it actually helped them with their standing goals so that they were able to stand more often. So little things, and that's an example of the more effort you put into each exercise can have a huge impact. So while we're here squeezing our glutes, you should be able to squeeze your glutes hard, hard, hard. And no matter how strong or fit you are, it should get you fatigued. But the best part is you are in control of how hard you work and how much effort you put into that exercise. And it is tough because it's that conscious effort of trying to get those muscles to work. And it does get easier the more we do it. And we're just going to do 3 more of these. Ready? So 3, squeeze tight, then relax. 2, squeeze tight, then relax. And last one, squeeze tight and relax. Brilliant. Okay, you can untangle yourself from the band. This is where sometimes pants are a better idea. Good. And then we're just going to put the band underneath our feet in front of us. And we're going to do a row. And a row is just pulling the band with our hands. But what I want you to think about doing while we pull the band is I want you to squeeze those glutes. And you can almost think about pushing your heels into the ground. Like you're trying to slide your feet towards you, but you don't actually slide. You push more downwards. So see if you can push your feet down into the ground and pull. And then back and then relax. And again, push your feet into the ground, pull, back, relax. So push your feet into the ground, pull, back, relax. Push your feet into the ground, pull, back, relax. Push down into the ground, pull, back, relax. Good, couple more. Again, really fight to push those feet into the ground as best you can. Good. Well done, everybody. So push your feet into the ground, pull the band back, and relax. We got just 2 more here. 2, squeeze and pull, back, and last one, squeeze, push the feet down, pull the band, and relax.
Jill,
Yes.
I think that you can mute everybody at your end, and then whoever wants to talk just have to unmute.
Right.
I can hear people talking in the background.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep, I can, I think I can make that adjustment. You guys can grab a quick sip of water. All right, so Perfect. So everybody is currently muted. And again, if you've got a question, please feel free to unmute and ask the question. That's really important. Questions are good, especially as it pertains to exercise. Okay. Perfect. So we had a good little rest there. Now what we're going to do, and you're not going to like it, is we're going to do 10 more sit to stands. Just 10. Okay. So again, squeeze those glutes super tight, push your feet into the ground. And then if you are standing up, we slowly press ourselves up and then down, 2, 3. And you are welcome to have your hands wherever. Mine naturally kind of just go into the middle of my body because I'm used to holding a weight here. But if you want a little bit extra balance, arms outstretched will help balance. Arms out in front will help get you out of the chair. If you want to challenge your balance, you can cross them. If you want to hold your weight to increase the challenge, you're more than welcome to. Good. So slowly squeeze those glutes. Squeeze those glutes, press through your feet, and then down, and then briefly relax. And then once more, squeeze the glutes, press through your feet, and then down, nice and slow. Good. Squeeze, press, and then down. Good. Squeeze your glutes. And if you're not standing up, just push, 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 push. Glutes are tight. You're pushing a hole into the ground and then relax. 2 more. If you're staying seated, squeeze those glutes, push your feet into the ground. Those muscles will still fire and kick in and get strong. And then last one, squeeze hard, push down through your feet, hold. Good, and relax. Great work, everybody. Okay. We're going to do just a 4th exercise, and then we're going to repeat those 4, starting with the band around the thighs. That was number 1. So now if you've got a weight, we'll go ahead and grab it. Perfect. And then, this is a bit funny, but what I'm going to ask you to do is get your feet heel to toe. Okay, so it's like both feet are standing on a line or on a tightrope. Okay. So with that position, you got to think, well, you got to work a little bit to keep your knees in, to keep your feet in place. And I want you to think about pushing down through your feet. And all we're going to do is we've got the weight, one side in each hand. It's on one side of our body. And we're going to push up. And we're almost going to do a bit of a half circle. Good. So we want to make sure that our arms don't come out wide. We want to kind of keep our elbows tucked in. So push through our feet, up into a half circle, back down. Good. So think about pushing up from underneath. Push up from underneath the weight, back down. Good. Okay. Up, half circle, back down. Brilliant. Push through your feet. Push through your feet to move the weight. Good. Up and over. And 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, relax your feet. Now we're going to just switch which foot was in front. Okay. And then the movement with the weight is the same. We start on one side. We go up and over. And then again, make that half circle. Good. It is helpful to breathe out as you lift the weight up. And really think about pushing your feet through the ground. You can even tighten up your belly a little bit. That will help the weight move. So push through your feet. Good. Push through your feet to lift the weight. Push through your feet to lift the weight. And 3 more. 3, Good. 2 and 1. Relax. Woo! All right. Relax there, team. Fantastic job. So you can grab a sip of water. You can go into your recovery position. You can ask a question. But then we're going to repeat our 4 exercises that we've done so far. Good. So exercise number 1 was the band around our thighs. So you can go ahead and loop the band around. Good. And then from here, all we're doing is tightening our glutes hard to pull the band apart with our knees and then relax. Ready? And squeeze tight, pull the band apart, and then relax. Good. Squeeze tight, pull the band apart, and then relax. Squeeze tight, pull the band apart, and then relax. Squeeze and relax. Squeeze tight, pull the band apart, and relax. Squeeze tight, pull the band apart, and relax. Squeeze tight, pull the band apart, and relax. Good. Let's do 5 more. Higher reps for this one. 5. Squeeze those glutes hard. 4. And then relax. Squeeze those glutes hard. 3. Awesome. Awesome. Squeeze. Pull the knees apart. 2. And then we got one final one. Squeeze those glutes hard. And relax. Brilliant. You can untangle your legs here. Awesome. Now we're going to put the band under our feet. And if you're struggling to grip the band, remember you can wrap the band around your palm. It will help you not have to hold on to it so tightly. And then from here, we're going to drive our heels down into the ground and pull the band, bring it back, and then relax. So pull, push your feet down into the ground, pull, back, relax. Squeeze and 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 pull, back, relax. 3 more. Squeeze and pull, back, relax. Squeeze and pull, back, relax. And once more, squeeze those glutes, pull the band, back, relax. Brilliant. Okay, you can rest there. Well done, team. So number 3 was our sit to stands, aiming for just 10. Staying seated, standing up and down. You're welcome to hold your weight. Okay, ready? Let's go. Squeeze those glutes first before you stand up. You've stood up lots and not had to worry about your glutes, but I want you consciously focused on it today. So squeeze those glutes hard, push through your feet to stand up, and then slowly lowering down. Ready, squeeze glutes, tight, push, and back down, 2, 3. Squeeze tight and push, back down, 2, 3. Squeeze tight and push, back down, 2, 3. Squeeze tight and push, back, 2, 3. Squeeze tight and push, back, 2, 3. Squeeze tight and push, back, 2, 3. Lost count, but we'll do 1 or 2 more. That seems right. And might as well do 1 more, team. Worked so hard today. Little extra will be fantastic. And rest. Whew. Boy, that's fun, hey? Guys are going, no way. Brilliant. Okay. Now our 4th exercise was with our weight. We had our feet heel to toe. And we were just pushing our weight up and over in a half circle. Really thinking about pushing our feet down into the ground as we do this. So up, 1. Up, 2, with control. Push through your feet, lift. 3. Push. 4. Push through your feet. 5. Push through your feet. 6. Push through your feet. 7. Push through your feet. 8. Push through your feet. 9. Push through your feet. 10. Good. Now switch which foot is forward. And then once again, we're pushing our feet down into the ground, up and over. 1. Push. 2. Remember, it's helpful to breathe out as you lift that weight. Push. 4. Push. 5. Push. 6. Push. 7. Push. 8. Push. 9. And push. 10. Relax that weight. Shake out your legs. All right. If you are going to stay seated for some balance work, awesome. You're just going to have a leg up in the air. You can move it out to the side and back. If you're seated and your goal is just to not let your hips move. So while you move that weight, I don't want to see any rocking. Okay. So you're trying to stay as still as possible and just let that leg move out to the side and back. If you are standing, we're standing up. You've got your hand right by some balance support. It is within touching distance. And we're going to have a slight bend to our knees. And we're just going to tap our foot out and back. So I'm not transferring any weight. I'm staying on this one leg to touch back. 2. 3. Now tighten your glutes up. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Switch legs. Both if you're seated and standing. All right. And tap out. 1. 2. Tighten your glutes together. Think about nothing else moving with your body except the leg, the one leg moving out to the side. Everything else is nice and still. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. This time we're going to lift up the knee. 1. Remember, the higher you lift it, the harder it is. So I'd rather you lift it just a little bit and hold it rather than try to force yourself to lift it up high. 5. Everything else is still except the moving leg. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch legs. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And rest. Shake out your hips. All right, we can go ahead and sit down. And all we're going to do to finish up for today is one last 3-minute steady state. So remember, the goal is to keep moving for 3 minutes. We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So however you want to keep moving for 3 minutes, that's completely up to you. Maybe you want to march. Remember, the faster you go, the more intense it is. The bigger range of motion you have, the more intense it is. And the more limbs moving at a time, the more intense it is. So find something that's challenging but doable. It should feel a little bit harder now because we're at the end of class rather than the first one we did, which is near the start. So keep breathing out through pursed lips. Good work. Whatever you would like to do. Three, 2, 1. That's 1 minute. So if you want to change up what you're doing, you're more than welcome to. If you want to stick to what you were doing, awesome. No problem there. Remember to keep breathing out through pursed lips. And remember, your movement can be something as simple as, one arm doing a figure 8, and then the other arm doing a figure 8. Maybe you're just lifting up one heel at a time. Okay, you are not in a competition with anybody. This is your exercise class. You are here for your health and well-being. You are awesome, and you're just going to do what you can. So keep breathing out through pursed lips, everybody. Good, and that is minute 2. We are on the final minute. Maybe you need to switch it up a little bit for the last minute. Maybe you need to keep doing what you were doing. Awesome. The goal is just to keep moving, whatever that movement looks like, no matter how much or how little, just keep moving. You've got 30 seconds left, team, and then we will stretch. So do what you can here. Keep breathing out through pursed lips. It's okay to feel a little bit puffed. As long as you can take in a full breath. And you don't feel like you're gasping. 3, 2, 1, rest. Excellent. We're going to take 30 seconds here of just recovery, and then we will get into some stretching. Okay. So starting now, perfect time to chat, ask questions, connect with each other. Okay. So you are more than welcome to take yourselves off mute.
How's your soccer training going?
Pretty good, Barry. I'm in Vernon every Sunday.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. They're getting there. They're starting to buy in. And not think
Well,
they're
obviously that's at the indoor, because we still got snow outdoors.
yeah, we're at the indoor for sure. Yeah. So that's good.
We don't have snow anymore.
Nice.
What age are your
Yeah.
kids?
I really wish we did.
I coach the U17 girls as the team. It's the BCSBL team. So the premier division. So I'm on the coast quite a bit, actually. A lot of weekends on the coast. Let's pull up our elbow.
I found the sit stands are getting easier when you tighten those glutes before you start.
Nice. That's good.
As long as your glutes aren't wore out.
Yeah.
As long as they're not worn out. That's true. That was my goal today. So if some of you struggled to get out of your chair or off the toilet tomorrow, you can blame me. Switch arms. Did anyone else notice that tightening their glutes kind of helped either with their sit to stands or their balance?
No,
Right.
mine are worn out.
They're worn out.
I better get some whistles.
We will find out.
I only seem to have one working, one half.
Yep. So that's quite normal to have one glute that feels like it contracts more easily
Mhm.
or more strongly. Can be a variety of reasons. Can just be, we all have sides, dominant sides. So think of
Okay.
like which side you're right with. Could be kind of left over from a sport. Sports like figure skating are very much one side is their power movement, their other side is their balance leg.
Mhm.
Injury. So if you ever had like a hip or knee replacement or even
No, never
arthritis.
noticed. Okay.
I mean, you with stenosis, if it's down on that same side.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's right. Okay.
So that can be, it's interfering with the nerves a little bit. Like your nerves communicate from the brain to tell the muscles what to do.
Yeah. Can you tell me,
So-
does this get better? The stenosis? Like, does it go away?
It doesn't often. Stretch a leg out in front of you, reach towards your toes. And while you do this, especially if you have osteoporosis or stenosis or any back issue, keep upright, push through your hips. Don't actually round down to try to touch the toes. That's where you'll actually get probably quite a bit of nerve stuff down the back of your leg flaring up. Stenosis doesn't often go away, but the best thing is that you can really, with like just a couple adjustments, really optimize your function in day to day and your pain.
Okay.
Absolutely. So that piece
Good.
can absolutely improve. So like keep going to physio. That'll really help. Keep doing our exercises. You're going to get stronger and fitter, and you're going to feel better overall and be able to do more.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta get better.
Think of it as you might have to do some modifications in your life, but you're not limited,
Okay.
right? And let's
Yeah.
switch legs. Yeah, and that's the best thing to do with any sort of condition, guys. I mean, all of you have a lung condition, right? And
Mhm.
sometimes you have to make modifications. Some parts of the year you'll have to make more modifications than other parts, right? Think of how smoky it was last summer. Kind of impaired you more so. And it's really easy to get caught up in all the things you can't do. And that's when it really negatively impacts you. You've got to focus, you've got to be aware of what you have to modify, but you also got to focus and do the things that you can do and feel really good about doing those things.
Oh, I feel really good about doing these exercises.
Which is awesome. Which is awesome. We're going to pull our leg up to our shin or up to our thigh. And just because sometimes you're limited during a flare-up doesn't mean those things are bad for you.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Well, sometimes. I'm sorry, I'll give an example, and this is maybe more along the arthritis side of things. But for example, I have fractured my back.
Ooh.
And once in a while it'll flare up where bending over just hurts.
Yeah.
It just hurts. And those are days where I can't do a lot of back strengthening exercises. It's usually for a couple days. And it doesn't mean that I should never do those.
Right. Oh, I get you.
Right. So on the good days, you do what you can and you optimize and make the most of it. Switch legs here. And on flare up days, you just adjust and modify. But sometimes we get caught up in thinking sometimes if things hurt, we should never do them. And so it's just being aware of, well, are we just having a bad day or a bad couple of days? But then we can readjust, right?
Just keep on trying.
Because everything hurts.
And some days just everything hurts.
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
And that's where we get to come on to a group like this and everyone gets to go, oh,
Yeah.
I am so sick of this.
No,
And then we
no,
can have a good laugh and at least then we'll feel a little bit better.
these classes are redemption.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad. All right, we can relax our leg there, bring your leg back behind you. So we'll stretch out kind of the front of that hip.
So, Jill, I'm still in the hospital.
Oh, is that Janet?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Not good.
No.
I'm having a flare up. I've been here. This is my 7th day.
Oh, that's super tough.
So I came here by ambulance early Friday morning, and I woke up in the middle of the night with terrible pain in my chest. Well, it was on the rim of my ribs. And of course, every time I took a breath, I had shortness of breath. And every time I took a breath, there was pain in my ribs. So it was like going like this, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so I called 911 and got the ambulance. And anyway, I was telling my doctor the other day, I think it was Tuesday, about this exercise class. And that I had been to the class on Thursday and I felt good. And then this thing happened in the middle of the night Friday. And she said, well, you probably, with your exercising, you probably shook the pneumonia all down to the bottom. And that's what gave you the pain.
So, that can sometimes cause it. That means the pneumonia would have already been there anyway. Yeah.
So anyway, that's my news. And I didn't exercise today. Hopefully I get home by the weekend. I don't know.
Yeah, we hope that too, Janet. Yeah.
So have a good week, everybody.
But you checked in with us. It's so nice to see you.
And I'm going to send you her email.
Oh, perfect. That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye,
Janet.
All the best.
All right, and everybody else, we didn't do our big deep breath together. So if you'd like to join me in that, you are more than welcome to. You can have your hands wherever you'd like, on your belly, up in the air, whatever feels best for you. So deep breath in, and then out. And shake it out. Brilliant. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Thursday. Have a wonderful next
See you
couple of
on
days.
Tuesday.
Thank you.
You have a good
Sounds
weekend.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
good
you,
weekend.
everybody.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Maureen. Bye.
Bye. Have a good weekend.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Judy.
Bye.
Bye, Murray. Bye,
Bye.
Rick. Bye, Helen.
Bye.
Bye, Karen.
See you
Bye,
back,
Harry.
Harry and Helen.
Bye,
Bye.
Edgar.
Bye.
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 Bye, Gina.